Hey friends, it's Jennifer, and I am so happy to be back with you on Real Knitting Podcast. This is episode 10. It's August 5th, 2022, and my hair is crazy frizzy, but it is summer in the South, y'all, so here we are. I missed last time. I missed you guys. So I wanted to film, and I'm going to scoot y'all a little closer. Hang on. I wanted to film, but my family got COVID. I'm the only one that hit really hard. I was on my back for 3 days, so I got no knitting done because then my kids got it, but my husband had a headache for like a day, and that was his experience with COVID, so some of us are a little luckier than others, but he had to work and deal with the kids while I was down, so I really appreciate him taking care of our babies and stuff. Okay, so this time I've got lots of knitting. I've got a ton of new yarn. The Naughty Knitwits, they call it community service, which I think is really cute. Ton of new yarn and new books to share with you. I've had Yarny Adventures, and yeah, just really happy to be here again. Let's get started. So my finished object, I actually do have one, and I only have one of these to show, but there is a finished pair. There are two of them. The only reason I only have one of them to show is I think not only has he been wearing them, but I think it's probably under the couch somewhere. This yarn pulled pretty good on the first sock, but he is loving these, and I feel like they're huge. These are my socks I made for James. He is my 7-year-old. I feel like they're huge. Look, you can tell by my head. Pretty good size sock there. But I sent him, he's not going to wear them for long because he's growing so fast. I sent him to school in a size 3 tennis shoe. Yes, they've already started school. He started school August 1st. Baby is going to start school August 11th. He starts to a preschool. And this is the Socksy Lady Diamond Luxury yarn. I'll link to something similar below. Candace also does carry this at our local shop, Yarntiques. So I was real happy with that. And yes, there is a finished object. There is a pair. But going into what works in progress, I have one little teeny baby sock. So this is for our little baby James Jon. And I just did a simple top down 2x2 rib, which I continued down the top of it so that it'll stretch around his little baby ankles. And then I've got this, what's that called? That is called an PORTAGE heel. So simple heel flap and gusset, and then I went just to stockinette when I hit to the toe, and stockinette on the bottom of the foot. And those, I've started on the second one. I'm not real bad about getting the second sock syndrome because I just immediately go ahead and cast on. So here, it's all tangly. This is the tiny amount that I've started on the second one. These are the Carbons DPNs in size 0. These are my very favorite sock needles. And I put a review on those. I've got a whole thing of a review on those. I'll link somewhere up here. But there they are. And they are living in my JoJo bags. Cozy Up Knits. And that's super cute. And that's just that's my purse sock. It goes with me. I work on them in Carline mostly, but it pretty much goes with me anywhere because anytime I get a minute to knit, out come the socks. Okay, that's my first whip. My next whip, I showed you all this one last time, but I've done some I've done a little work on it. It's all the way up to where I'm going to split for the sleeves, I'll stand up. So it's pretty much going to hit me at the waist. I've got a couple cute little dresses that I like to wear a little sweater over when it starts to get cooler. This is just, I guess it's kind of my own design. I'm kind of just making it as I go along. I think I want elbow length sleeves because I only have 3 skeins of this yarn, and this is what I've got left of the second skein. Just want to make sure I have enough. It is Louisa Harding's Trenzor, and I'm using sizes 8 and 9 needles. And these are those beautiful licky copper needles. I have a review of these on the channel as well. These are starting to get a little patina, so they're not quite as shiny as they were when I got them, but I like the patina. I don't know. I think I had lotion on my hands a couple of times when I was working on this, but it's real simple. It's just 2x2 rib because that's what I like. You can see it's got a little shimmer to the fabric, and it's super soft. It's knitting up really fast because this is, I think this is a worsted or an Aran, not sure, but it's got a little barber poling going on. Super cute stuff, and I'm trying to decide exactly what it is. Excuse me as I move all over the place. I'm trying to decide exactly what I want to do with this, but I think that's going to be a real pretty color for me for the fall. And it's soft and squishy and warm. So happy with this, but it's time to make some decisions about the sleeves and about the neckline because I am right about to the point where I want to join in the sleeves. If you have thoughts on what I should do, let me know. What do you think? Am I more of like a scoop neck person like this or a V-neck person like that? I don't know. What do you guys think? I get too caught up in like what to do next. I get too excited. My portage sweater, I have it here. I have been working on portage for Melissa Shrewsbury. This is actually my second one. I did one in a beautiful red, and it's a little oversized and a little slouchy. I may toss that one in the dryer for about 10 minutes at the most. Maybe 2 minutes and check it. I have to be real careful. But the portage sweater, the first one I did it all just stockinette because I didn't have the bandwidth to do the texture. But here is the beautiful texture. This is Holskarn Super Soft, and I ordered a big cone of it one time when they had it on big sale and had it shipped across the ocean, and I don't know, it was very exciting. I have this huge cone. I've shown it on here, but it's this big. So I have lots of this yarn. But when you wash this, it's got the spinning oil in it. So when you wash it, the spinning oil washes out and the whole thing just fluffs up and becomes a lot softer, which is good because this is a little scratchy. So I'll show you. I finished one of the sleeves. Yes, I have very long arms. That's one of the reasons I like knitting. I am 5'9.5", 5'10", and my dad is 6'7", and I just tell everybody all the time I'm just glad I stopped growing, or I would have a real hard time finding clothes. Anyway, so these little doohickeys right here, the Cozy Up Knits girls call them dingle dops, which is really cute. But these are all my stitch markers. I put one at every place that I decrease all the way along. So they're easier to find. And yes, I can read my work enough to see where I've decreased, but it's a lot quicker and easier for me if I just put a little dingle dop all the way up. And some of these I've made, and this one was my SAF from last year, SAF 2021 commemorative stitch marker. And you'll notice I have different styles on here. And then I just did a 2x2 rib for 3.5 or 4 inches. I honestly didn't measure. There we go. And bound off in pattern. I just got that much of it done. I'm really looking forward to this, to being able to wear this, because a big cozy gray cardi that's my jam. I love gray. I am doing these on my Knit Picks needles. I think I did a review on these, but I've just got them kind of held on the cords. I like to do the sleeves before I do the whole big body, because then when you're going around and around and around on the sleeves, you're like flopping the whole thing back and forth, and that's just stressful. I'm doing my sleeves. I happen to know that on sleeves I have to go up a needle size, so I'm just doing these on some Clover Takumi, some cheapos. And yeah, plugging away. It will probably take me forever because this texture, it's beautiful, it's simple, it's memorizable, it's everything you want in a texture, but I do end up going kind of slow on it. I don't just plug away like I do on stockinette. So it'll take a while, but there we go. I'm making progress. Making some progress, y'all. And then finally, I do have little James Jon sweater. So I showed you guys this. I've shown it. I don't think I showed it last time. But the Sailor Stripe Pullover in 60 Quick Knits for Little Kids by Cascade. And they show it striped. But I had this beautiful Ella Rae Classic Heathered in this colorway. Which one is it? I don't know. Yep, color 178. And to me, it looks like really faded blue jeans. And I have all the parts done. And I almost did not show you this because last time I had done my second sleeve. It has you do the right sleeve then the left. I had done the second sleeve and it was huge. It was too wide and too long. And he's a tiny little guy. He's 2 years old, but he's having some health concerns. So you guys keep my little James Jon in your prayers. We are supposed to adopt him anytime now, but we don't have a... Where am I supposed to be looking? I'm supposed to be looking up here. Okay. We don't have an adoption court date because they're trying to get all of the information on his medical stuff, and we've just taken him to genetics to see if there's something going on because he's really small. But he has a little bitty self. So I'm doing the size 2. I had to rip it out, right? So I ripped out the whole thing because it was just huge Mongo. Look what I've done. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. I'm like an inch off. I need to learn to pay attention. I thought I may not tell them because they're going to just think I'm crazy, but you know what? I'm crazy, and that's where it is. So this time I don't have to rip it all out because they are the same size down here at the bottom. With the increases are good and everything, but I'm like, I don't know, an inch and a half, 2 inches off right here. So I put myself a little marker, and I'm just going to rip back and redo this top section. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I just kept going. I don't know. I just get excited. But question for you all, because it's coming down. If I ever get this fixed, it may go in timeout because I'm just kind of mad at it. But in the picture, obviously it's striped. I did solid, but should I do, so it's got this little, on the raglan, it's got the little bitty collar and the little raglan in contrast on here. I have enough that I could just do it solid and put some really cute contrasting buttons on there. I have a massive collection of vintage buttons. Whatever. I've sewn for like 25 years. So there we have it. But the other option is to do this in the Ella Rae Classic Heathers. I have this color 131, and if you look at it closely, like on here it's reading really dark gray, and it kind of does, but it's almost like got a little chocolatey tint to it in the skein. So what do you think? Do I need the contrasting neck and raglan band, or should I stick with just the solid? My little guy is his skin is much darker than mine, so it's hard to tell. Hold it up to me. He is a beautiful goldeny darker color. Because his birth mom's African American. These have even more of a patina. But I am doing these on a size 6. But I will link all of this below. I've linked it before. Just so you know, speaking of me being crazy, I filmed this entire thing with the echo on. And I'll drop in a little clip right now of what that sounded like. It was a 45-minute podcast. And I did the whole thing with the echo turned on. And I'm not going to do that to you guys. So I refilmed. But, yeah. Crazy. Now in my YouTube routine notes, because I have to have like a checklist, now I have make sure the echo is turned off. Why is that even a thing? I have this cute little microphone. But one little switch says echo. Yeah. Good job, Jen. Okay. I think that's it for works in progress. I had some amazing yarny adventures. I got to go to the Smoky Mountain Spinnery in Pigeon Forge. I didn't even know this was a thing, but this place is really big. I'm gonna put in some footage from there if you kind of want to see what it's like. It's off the beaten path in Pigeon Forge, so if you're ever down there, definitely check them out. They specialize in like spinning and weaving, but they also have tons of yarn. Really beautiful place. I would have liked to have spent more time there, but I had James Jon with me, and right at first he was all just like happy riding around, and then he got comfortable and out came the little hands, and he is all too, y'all. Hands reaching everywhere. I also got to go to the Anything Fiber sale that is held by Local Cloth, and Local Cloth is an organization in Asheville, North Carolina, that their goal is to promote the fiber industry in our area. So I had a blast. I'm about to show you all of my new yarn, and it's a lot. I was very frugal with it because the Anything Fiber sale is like a yarn yard sale sort of. If you don't care for hauls, please skip on to the next part, and we will do yoga and talk a little bit more about my yarny adventures. I'll pop that in. But if that's not your thing, I understand. But I may be able to introduce you to a new dyer or two. I have purchased from some really sweet hand dyers that I definitely want to share those. And I've linked their shops below. I've tried to put in their Instagrams. A lot of them didn't have Instagram, but I've tried to hook it up to where you can find those. Let's start with Smoky Mountain Spinnery. Here is their cute little bag. They are in Pigeon Forge, and they're a little bit off the beaten path, which is really nice for those of us who are introverts. We actually took our kids to the aquarium, and James has been several times, but John's never been, and it was precious. He was so excited. But handy little tip: if you are happening to go to Pigeon Forge right before school starts, don't go during the day. We went during the day. We went like at, I don't know, 2 o'clock maybe, and we had a great time. The kids were happy as they could be. But my husband and James, our 7-year-old, went back when it was, I don't know, 6:30 or 7, and they said they had the place to themselves. Like, they were the only ones petting the stingrays. They were the only ones getting to see the turtle. It was amazing. Okay, Smoky Mountain Spinnery is off the beaten path. If you go into Pigeon Forge, I guess it's in Gatlinburg. You go all the way into Gatlinburg, and then where it turns right to go where all the shops are, you go left, and it's up there kind of on the hill. And I was not expecting much based on the outside of the building, but it was big in there, and it had such beautiful things, and I was really happy to be there. I knew that I was going to the Anything Fiber sale, and so I didn't want to spend a ton of money, and I've been on the sock kick, as you know, and so I picked up bamboo sock in the color Overcast, and it's really kind of blowing out the camera a little bit there, but you can see it's a beautiful mix of grays, which is kind of my theme color, that and that turquoise. So I'm really happy with this ball yarn. It's super soft, but they had all kinds of things. If you are a spinner or a weaver, if you're in our area, if you get down this way, go to Gatlinburg to the Smoky Mountain Spinnery. They really specialize in spinning and weaving and all that sort of thing. So they've got lots of things that I don't even know what they are. But it was beautiful. And then I needed some more needles, some DPNs for my green sweater that I'm working on. So I picked up a pack of these square collage needles. And I haven't tried them yet. I'll probably do a review on them when I get to them, when I get to messing with them a little bit more. But you can see they are metal, and they're actually square, and they're pretty sharply square, which I kind of like. So I'm interested in trying these on the sleeves of that green sweater. If you've tried these collage square needles, let me know if you like those. So that's all I got there, because I knew I was going to the Anything Fiber sale, and I just wanted a little something as my little Smoky Mountain souvenir. But they were really sweet. Drop by if you get a chance. And then the Anything Fiber sale. So Local Cloth has been hosting the Anything Fiber sale probably for like 5 years. Or I don't know how long. I've probably been going for 5 years. But it's like a yarn yard sale, and they have it over in Asheville, and vendors will bring and set up a table. I think they each set up like one table this way and then two going this way, maybe. I don't know. They have a space, and it's like a yard sale. People go through their stash, and they're like, I may not get to all of this. You know, most of us have, what do they call it? Sable stash acquisition beyond life expectancy. I have that of fabric, and I am destashing my fabric. I should have taken it there, but I am so excited to give it to one of my friends who's learning to sew. So I'm getting a lot of stuff out of the basement because I don't get to sew anymore, and I miss it, but knitting's my jam. So yarn yard sale, my friend Carrie and I went, and she and I met last year at the retreat that we go to every fall, and it was her first time, and they taught her to spin and to weave. Now, she had already done embroidery, I think, or cross stitch, but she learned how to spin and weave, and so she was just as excited as I was. So we would like text each other, hey, you got to come see this, you got to come see that. There were 45 vendors, and it was in like a conference room, and then even out into the lobby, all the way out through there. There were free piles. There was stuff that was just really, really amazing good deals. So I have actually gone through, when I got so mad at myself for filming with the echo on, I had to take a little break because, you know, that's what you do. So I took a break, and I went through and I linked to everything I bought. So some of it is like Amazon links, but most of it I tried to link to the dyer or the creator. So I have all of that for you. And let's just get started. I've been wanting to try West Yorkshire Spinners sock yarn in particular because Jude from Stranded Dye Works podcast has been talking about this for a long time, and the Christmas socks in particular. So this is the Holly Berry colorway, and you can see I got a crazy good deal on that. So I'm excited. I'm excited to try their yarn. I've just heard about it so much. And this is a special kind. This is 35% blue face Leicester. It's a 75-25, but it's got a lot of BFL in it. So there we go. And this colorway is still available. I checked. Next. Oh, this is from Brooks Farm Yarn. And I believe they grow their own alpaca. But look at those beautiful colors. It's like that warm, cool combination. And this is huge. This is DK, but it's a 6-ounce put up, 6-ounce skein or ball or whatever you want to call it. And it is 50-50 wool and alpaca, and it's so soft. I don't think they still have this exact colorway, but I have linked to their website for you. Let's see what comes up next. Oh, Rowan Kidsilk Haze. I think everybody knows about this stuff, but I've not tried it yet. So it's a mohair blend, mohair and silk blend, and it's just a little 50-gram ball. And this was inspired by Kaffe Fassett. I don't know how to say his name, but this is actually a stripe. I think it was a limited time deal, but you can see it's brown and purple, and it might go real. I don't know what I'm going to use that for, but it was $1. Do you ever do that? You're like, oh, I don't know, but it's so cute, and it's $1. All right, another commercial one. This is the Berroco Andean Mist, and I got what appears to be almost 2 skeins. This is baby Suri and mulberry silk, and this is discontinued. I tried to find this for you, but I don't think they make this anymore. So there's something in this yarn that makes me so nervous. Clothes moths can come in and destroy your stash, and so I've actually had all of this in my freezer, and it will continue to live in my freezer for 3 weeks. I've read some places that it works and some places that it doesn't. I've not had any trouble with putting things in my freezer for 3 weeks. All right, next I found, this was in a $1 bin. I couldn't believe it. So this is wool. And this is their Legacy DK. It is 100% certified organic merino wool. And I love organic stuff. I don't always spring for it, but it's cool. So beautiful, like a pumpkin-y rust terracotta kind of color. This was in a $1 bin. What was crazy though is that they had 3.5 more. So I have like 4.5 skeins of wool DK, and I spent $4. Okay, next, this was in a bundle of these 3 together, and this one is Blue Sky Alpacas Suri Merino. Excuse me. So it's 60% baby Suri, 40% merino. This is ridiculously soft. Ridiculously soft. And I don't know if that's going to be a shawl or what, but look at those colors. And they were all bundled together. $10. I have so much knitting to do. But this is so stunning and so soft, and I just caught it on my earring. Funny. Okay, little bitty Tennessee earrings. I think they're by a local gal, Artistic Icing. I'm not entirely sure about that though. And now I have mohair in my mouth. All right, next, Pandora's Yarn, and I did message her and tell her that I was going to promote this, and it's beautiful, you guys. Go to her Etsy shop. To me, this is called Jewel. It's a fingering weight, and to me, this looks like rose gold. I know. I wish I had a sweater quantity, but I just have this one, and I'm gonna really enjoy doing something beautiful with this rose gold kind of color. Pandora's Yarn. Hand dyed. Beautiful stuff. So the rest of these, wait, one more. Wonderland Yarns. This is her Alice in Wonderland stuff. It's Mad Hatter. And this one is called Too Much Pepper, number 21, which my family thinks is really funny because I'm very allergic to black pepper. But look at this beautiful gradient, you guys. I don't think she still has this in her shop, but there are other gradients, and this one can be found online. I'm going to link directly to a place where you can get this gradient. I'm really excited. Look at those beautiful grays. Isn't that stunning? All the way down to the dark stuff. Sorry for the crinkling. I just don't want to get them out right now. Okay, so this is really where I spent the bulk of my budget. I always go with a budget, even though everything's super cheap. I just want to make sure that I'm being mindful of my spending and being mindful of what I bring home. And I was totally under budget, which makes me ridiculously happy. But I had talked before on the Anything Fiber Facebook page. You guys can find it. It's real easy. Anybody can join. I had talked to Kristen of Kristens Fiber Studio, and I knew in advance I wanted to find her booth. This is a beautiful 4-ply fingering weight merino nylon in her pumpkin colorway. This is still available on her website, you guys. She's on Etsy, kristensfiberstudio.etsy.com. I have linked to that below also, but I got 6 skeins of this. There is some big, maybe hooded sweater in my future, because that's a lot of yarn. Very happy about that. Then I also picked up 6 skeins of this beautiful DK from her, and its name is Paisley. So that would make some beautiful socks, but since I have 6 skeins, it's probably going to be some kind of little sweater. But isn't that gorgeous? I love the deep turquoise and the greens in here. Just beautiful yarn. And she's an amazing hand dyer, and I got to meet her, and that was kind of fun too. And then I got one more thing from her. She had like a deal on buy 6 minis, and so I got these guys. Look, I got these mostly to be heels, toes, and cuffs for my socks, since I've been on a sock kick. And also I'm trying to organize a little bit better, so I have a jar for all my leftovers and my minis, and these are going to be so cute sitting up there, aren't they? Yeah, heels, toes, and cuffs. And again, these are, oh wait, these have, this one is from SAF 2017, Southeastern Animal Fiber Festival, which I intend to get to, as is this. I intend to get to SAF and video some of it for you guys, and really try to do a special podcast showing off Southeastern Animal Fiber Festival. It's also sort of near Asheville, over there close. I'm a book person, And if you've watched much of my channel, I've done at least one book review. I hope to do a whole bunch more because I just really enjoy them. So I really went to this shindig thinking about getting books. The yarn was just extra fun. But I always look out for books for my designs. It's time to get back to designing. Hopefully life will kind of settle into a routine again soon. So this is the first book I got. This is called Traditional Knitting. Hang on, I've got got my notes here somewhere where I can read them a little easier. Traditional Knitting, Patterns of Ireland, Scotland, and England by Gwen Morgan. So this was put out in 81. So it's definitely a vintage book. It's almost as old as I am, but it's got lots of history in it. And there are plenty of patterns, but the stuff that I like the most, I think I've about read all of the just reading parts of this, is the knitting history. Is anybody else a knitting history kind of geek? I love this stuff. I love the old photographs, and this book in particular makes it really... I've never understood the difference between like a Gansey and a Aran, and like, you know, I'm from the U.S. I don't really know the difference in the little islands and things over by England and Ireland. This breaks that down and talks about where things are from. And something that I didn't know, and maybe you all know, and maybe I'm just ridiculous to not know, but I did not know that the Aran Islands are a thing, and that Aran yarn is named after the islands. Look at that. Anyway, I'm having fun with that one. Just finished reading through all the reedy parts of that one. But Gwen Morgan, I've linked it below. Next I have Interweave Presses Lace and Eyelets, 250 stitches to knit, edited by Erica Knight. And this one is a design book. Okay, so this gives me a whole bunch of different types of things to browse through and really get excited about with designs. Love to have plenty of design books. Another design book that I got is Knitting on the Edge by Nikki Epstein. This is a series. I think there's 3 in the series, and I believe this one is the first. So there's Knitting on the Edge, there's Knitting over the edge? No. I should stop talking. I know there's Knitting Beyond the Edge, but I don't know what the other one is. But this is a design book because you can pick all sorts of edgings. So we'll just show, there we go, fringes and frills and just lots of options for edge stuff. This one says ribs, ruffles, lace, fringes, flora, points, and picots. Design book. This one was just for fun. So I did the Cozy Up Knits, the slipper socks for Joe's Perfect Slipper Socks for my mother-in-law. She loves them. I totally want to make one for everyone. Christmas is coming. But this one's just for fun. I got the Knitted Slipper book, Slippers and House Shoes for the Entire Family by Katie Startzman, and water. This book is so super cute. They have little baby booties. They go all the way up to men's sizes, and a lot of them are felted, but some of them are not. It's a gallon. It'll be gone by the end of the day. And I just wanted to show a picture or two out of this one. Look, beautiful photography, but also look at those cutie cute little shoes. You can tell I've been hanging around my kids saying cutie toot. And look at these slippers. Those are felted. So the Knitted Slipper book by Katie Startzman, and it's linked. I found you one. Finally, and this one was really hard to find. Amazon doesn't have it. ABE Books, they don't have it. but I did find a link to some of them for you. This is Norwegian hand knits. So I'm trying to sort of figure out in my mind sort of the difference between like Irish, Norwegian, Icelandic, all the different types of specialty techniques and styles of knitting. And I'm so excited to have this one also, because in amongst the directions, see, we've got some beautiful pictures, some color charts. I won't show you the color charts. But then there's also like, here's directions on making decorative felt balls. You know, just all sorts of fun little things. So I can't wait to dive into this one. And finally, we have come to the end of my giant haul from the Anything Fiber sale. So that was really fun. All right. Whew. Coming up soon, I have a couple of classes that you may be interested in. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're probably not really into a beginning knitting class. I have 3 of those coming up this year. I'm also offering a class on my first hat that I published, the Debbie Toboggan. It's a cable knit hat, and I'll be doing a class at Yarntiques for that one. If you can get here for that, I want to say it's like on a Wednesday morning. And then I'm also going to do a My First Sweater class, and I'm going to break down sweater knitting. We're going to do the flax sweater by Tin Can Knit. It's super simple, and we're going to go through all the parts to make sure that it's smooth and easy for you for a first sweater. At some point, I will still be offering harder classes, but right now I'm just trying to do what the studio needs and help grow knitting in our East Tennessee area. All right, yoga. Last time we did a chest stretch. This time we're going to do shoulder rolls. So I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Now, I think I've talked to you about how often the muscles in the front of the chest they get too tight and shortened, and that makes our shoulders our arms sort of roll forward, our shoulders sort of roll forward and pull down, and that eventually leads to sort of a hunched look. So we always want to do things to open the chest, to spread the chest wide, and to strengthen the upper back. So what we have for us today is pretty simple. We're just going to lift our shoulders, squeeze them back and together, and then exhale them down. Let's do that a few more times. Lift them up toward your ears, squeeze them back in together, and exhale down. One more. Up, squeeze back, and exhale down. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got a fall trends video, fall 2022 trends video that should be coming out any day now. I've already filmed it. I just got to do all the other things. And then follow me on Instagram so we can chat, and I will follow you back a lot of times. And then stick around if you want to see footage from Smoky Mountain Spinnery and the Anything Fiber sale. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you. Bye. Okay, y'all, I am here at Smoky Mountain Spinnery, about to go in. I did have a little bit of trouble parking. You have to come around to the back to find the entrance. I don't know, it's a little sneaky, but we'll see what they've got. I got the baby with me. He's half asleep. Yeah, those aren't dogs, those are sheep. Sheep, yeah. They have lots of stuff in here, don't they, buddy? Yeah. We didn't come far. Okay, you guys, we're getting ready to walk through. This is the Anything Fiber sale in Asheville, put on by Local Cloth. It's unreal.
Sorry?